Well, here we go again. Didn't take very long. Some more animals have been killed over around Louisville, Kentucky. The links, as always, will be in the description. Check it out.
Metro Animal Services is investigating after 2 donkeys were killed in Butyl. The animals were found by their owner Sunday morning. She thought they had gone into the barn to get out of the rain, but when she checked on them, they were dead. She's had the donkeys on her property on Faganbush Lane for years.
Something grabbed them on the nose and then in the back. It took several animals to take them down. He wasn't taken down by one animal. There was more than one.
Investigators with Animal Services tell us this was a wild animal attack, but they haven't determined what kind of animal. The Department of Fish and Wildlife is also investigating.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Again in Louisville, this is
the goal is then to be comfortable.
This is close to where the llamas.
To get the vitamin D you need, you have to eat 21 egg yolks a day. Let's keep on the sunny side of life with the #1 selling vitamin D brand.
The goal is then to be comfortable.
Shut up. Louisville Metro Animal Services is investigating after 2 donkeys were killed in the Butyl, I guess that's how you say that, just several miles from where the 6 llamas were killed last week, which is actually 8 llamas. I'll need to update. This was shared to me. Someone told me about it in the comments from the last video. Pamela Sanders shared this with me, and I just now looked it up. There's not much on it right now. She said that she thought that they had gone into the barn to get out of the rain, but when she came to check on them, they were dead. The owner said that she's had the donkeys on her property on Faganbush Lane. I guess that's how you say that. Kind of weird too. Something grabbed them on the nose and then in the back. It took several animals to take them down. He wasn't taken down by one animal. There were more than one. How they would know that, I have no idea. Sounds more like someone's opinion. Investigators said that this was a wild animal attack, but they haven't determined what kind of animal was involved. And, of course, the Department of Fish and Wildlife is investigating. So what is going on in Louisville? Poor dog got in the water. Again, I found 2 things on this. Actually, it's the same deal. Yeah, it's the same story. While I'm doing this, I am looking into getting a 360 cam, and I've been looking at a few online, and thanks to some generous donations, I think I'm going to get a pretty good one that's going to allow me to go live on it, which is going to be awesome. They work off of Wi-Fi. So I think I can go live with it. I'm gonna check it out. I think I'm gonna order one. See how it goes. Even if you can't go live with it, I think it's still gonna be pretty interesting. Y'all check out Andrew's channel. He's in the chat right now. Andrew's BOTG Yowie Quest. He's got some. I love him. I love the 360 cams. They're great. He's got a couple videos on there now. Our old buddy Matt is the one that told me about him, and I absolutely love him. It allows you to look all around. So, like if I was to stick this out in the woods, there's no sneaking up on it. There's no, if I can stick it, the one I'm looking at's pretty small too. I mean, it's about the size of a GoPro. It's just the same thing. Yep. So there ain't much news on this yet. But I don't know. What do y'all think's going on here? And I know it said that several animals attacked it, but again, coyotes, other predators like that, people will buy donkeys. That around here, the guy that raises cows around here has donkeys just for predators, because a donkey will kick the crap out of a predator. It'll straight up kill one, and that's basically the same thing that llamas do. Yeah, the one I'm looking at is not a Garmin, but it's got the live stream at 4K too. There actually is another one, Andrew, that's a bit cheaper than the Garmin. I've been checking it out. But you can live stream with it. It's a 4K camera also. I think it works off your Wi-Fi, which with the booster I can stick it up here, say around the Gibson stump or whatever, and stream with. I'm not sure. It really don't matter around here about the service. It I know it actually will work with the phone, but the service around here is not very good anyway. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, Blues Man. But I mean, you can't like take me for instance. I can't stay up in my bar unless I stick my phone up there 24/7. I mean, it's just impossible. You got to work. You got to sleep. You got to take steps. I mean, I've took steps to protect mine from critters that's around here, and there's a few things that I've done. But I mean, here's my question: How comes that how comes the government's not telling people what they need to protect their critters from? How about that? So it might be one of them chupacabras or something. Well, I don't know if they were in the barn. I know she went to check the barn, and she thought that's where they went, but I don't know if they ever made it to the barn. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of information. This is someone told it to me today, and in the comments, and I figured I'd share it. But see, I mean, we don't know the conditions of these animals. They were attacked by the nose and the back. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know if they were fed upon or anything. So I don't know unless you had someone from that area. Matter of fact, I think I might know somebody from around there that might know a little bit more on this. But We'll ask him about it later. See if it's in the same area that the animals were attacked a few months ago in Kentucky. Vera, I wondered that same thing. If these are actually guard animals, I mean, some people just raise llamas for for different things. I think someone in the comments said that they use the kind of like people do sheep or whatever. They use the hair off of them to make yarn or whatever people do with it. I guess they're like a llama shirts or whatever. Some people raise donkeys because donkeys are just cool. So I mean, I don't know if they got them for a guard animal or what, but it is awful curious. I mean, they might be for guard animals. See, Miss Bab says that she's got a whole Sunday dress made out of llamas. Wait a minute, I read that wrong. Gloves. My bad. Well, I mean, I don't know, big cats, and there's panthers in Kentucky. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen one here. My uncle's seen one here. Big cats, and they will go for like the nose to smother it out or the throat. They'll definitely do that. To take down I mean, a donkey, it's going to have to be something big like a cat, a pack of coyotes or something, or even a pack of dogs or something. I think they would have a hard time doing it without raising a ruckus and alerting somebody to it. Donkeys are pretty loud too. I'm not sure about llamas, but donkeys can be pretty loud, and I'm sure they would raise a ruckus, hee haw, and this and that, trying to kick off coyotes, and somebody should have heard it. I don't know, Susan. I mean, I don't know the extent of the injuries or anything like that. I don't know if they were fed upon. I don't know, anything like that. The news just they're not reporting anything like that, which I think is kind of odd too. Like the ones that happened over the summer down around Tate's area, they had pictures and video and stuff on that. You're not getting none of that out of these unless I don't know. Maybe somebody on Facebook has posted something like that. Yeah, but I guess people don't. I don't know. But the news media will put out all kinds of disgusting things that I'm not going to go into because it's probably not very politically correct of me to go into such things. But disturbing things, disturbing to me and disturbing to a lot of people. But they won't post pictures of something that's been mauled, and I kind of understand that too. But it would still be interesting to see what exactly the extent of the injuries were. Yeah, most of the time a cat will go for a throat and it'll smother it out. But I've seen videos of cats going for the muzzle too. I mean, it's basically the same thing. They're cutting off the oxygen. And you would think, Susan. I mean, you would definitely think that. And it's kind of weird. Here's another thing that goes through my mind with all this going on. I mean, the old woman, uh, the uh, the llamas, the donkey. Right now, we are in the last part of winter. Here in a couple months, we've got it's February's about done, and a couple months from now, it's going to start. In April around here, anyways. Further south you go, the faster it greens up or whatever. But around here, it's going to start greening up. There's going to be critters being born. There's going to be all kinds of food out there, a bunch of fresh food. So right now is a lean part. So any type of predator is going to go after the easier targets. So you got llamas and donkeys that are fed well through the winter, compared to like around here the deer. I put corn out for the deer over the weekend, and the past 2 nights they've been out there eating the corn. That corn will be gone tomorrow. There won't be no corn. There's no nuts for them deer to eat. There's nothing green out there for the deer to eat. Deer will eat tree bark and all kinds of roughage because there's no nuts for them to eat. So, the food gives a critter energy, just like it does humans, like any living thing. You have to have food. So the deer are probably in a weak state, especially like after it's been a while. But in the fall, bucks will rut and they'll fight each other and chase does around, and they're expelling all that injury. At the end of a rut, a buck looks like the most pitiful animal you've ever seen. It's just all that energy. And with no nutrition out there for it, it'd be hard for them to build up. So they're going to be a lot weaker than a llama or a donkey, I would think. What? And I'll say Helens is going to blow. So you think all the boogers live there? That's what I'm trying to get at. That's the whole point of like my channel and other people's channels. These things are all over, and they're closer than people think. And like I've said many times, I've seen them. A lot of people seen them here and there. So we know they're real. We know. We don't believe. We know they're real. Uh, some people know the dangers of them. I mean, there's been times here that's got pretty daggum scary. You get screamed at, and you can feel that scream like it vibrates your body, and it's not a happy scream. Hey, come hug me. It's a I'm pretty mad scream. Your house gets hit, and it's not like you're sitting in and you hear a knock on your house. Your house gets hit. You know it. It sounds like a truck has hit your house. I mean, it's that violent. So people ought to be aware of what's out there and what could possibly harm their kids or their animals or whatever. And people ought to know that there's steps you can take to protect your property, your critters, and all that. I mean, people ought to be aware. I don't, if some people say ignorance is bliss, I definitely want to know about something. Definitely. If something's out there that could hurt me, I want to know about it. That way you can prepare for it. Ignorant as bliss can get you killed. That's all. Well, Susan, the thing is, we don't know if it's natural animals. We don't know if it's dog man, Bigfoot, whatever, rake, cat man, anything. We don't know because we're not getting the information. This will be covered up, just like the other things were covered up. We'll never hear about it. Never. And that sucks. That's just horrible because somebody knows. I guarantee Fish and Game knows something that they're not telling us. We got to know a little bit more whenever the sheriff from the horses and such that got mauled in Kentucky over the summer. He was a little bit more open about it. But have you heard anything else about that? Have you heard any updates about that? And I've looked. There's no updates. There's nothing about it. It's gone now. But there's something out there. I mean, I think people ought to be aware of it. That's why, it's. I think it's important to share these videos and to maybe let other people know. I mean, a lot of people. Who was it? think it was Richard Nixon said the American people won't believe anything till they see it on TV, and that's the truth. Until they're told by MSN or their leaders that it's real and it's okay to believe, then they're not going to believe it. We're looked at outside of our community, people that know or people that are open minded to believe that these things are real. We're mocked and laughed at outside of this community. Hyper Dave did a video the other day, matter of fact, talking about it's a joke to most people. When really the joke's on them because they don't know. They don't know what we know. And I'll probably have some idiot that'll come on here and say something about, oh, well, y'all watch this. The guy says he don't know a lot. Number one, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, hey, a dog man came and killed these llamas and donkeys because I don't know. However, I do know that these things are real and you don't. So who's more ignorant about it? I mean, oh, wow, John. This chat is flying by. What, John? Samantha, I'd like to talk to you about that actually, John, because I found something like that here too in these kill boxes. Was there any structures around it, like I showed, like the kill boxes, trees pulled over, maybe branches stacked here, type like a corral type deal with a like a blind type thing around it? Yeah, I mean that's you know, and you'll find these things along game trails or where deer go and feed, and that's one of the main reasons I think Bigfoot, wood boogers, Sasquatch is flesh and blood creature because they do flesh and blood things. They leave a track. They kill for food. Uh, they make structures. That's all physical things. If they're I don't know, dimensional or spirits, then why would they have any need of that? I don't I don't understand that. Thank you, Sooner. The ones that I found around here, I know the first one that I found had, I think it was the back leg was broke on it, the deer that was up here in the driveway, and it's one of my earlier videos. It had a broke leg, a broke back. Another one had a broke leg, a broke back that I found up on the hill here, and all this is documented. I mean, I won't go and say that boogers use these things that I'm calling kill boxes without any proof. I'm gonna put some sort of proof out there. Have I ever seen one do it? No. I'd like to see it. I think that'd be really cool to see something like that. It'd probably scare the crap out of me. But whenever you find all these fresh rocks and you find these game trails with all these trees pulled down around it, then you find tracks, deer tracks that's run. You can tell running tracks from walking tracks, and you find booger tracks alongside of those that's running, and then you find blood everywhere, deer hair everywhere, and hair stuck to the side of a tree where it looked like it had been smashed up against a tree. That tells me what happened. That tells a story. I mean, that's evidence. That's not just me saying something to be saying it. I mean, that's evidence. Did I see it happen? Absolutely not. I would love to see something like that happen. But I think that one of their main food sources right now has to be meat. There's nothing else for them unless they're eating roughage or whatever. You hear all kinds of stories. There was one, I can't remember what her name was now, but there's like Jenny Wiley was from around here, and she was abducted by Indians back whenever the pioneers were coming in, and a lot of these were true stories, and a lot of these women escaped and would come back. And I remember the woman was with a Dutch woman, and they were coming back, and the Dutch woman was eating dirt and everything else just to have something on her. They were starving out, and it was in the middle of winter. It's such a horrific story, and they made it back. But I think the old Dutch guy was a little bit crazy after that. Yeah, I definitely think something's on the loose. I mean, it's just crazy. Too much is going on, and it's all happening. I find it highly interesting. It's all happening right here in the wintertime. And I would like to know if the critters have been fed on. I mean, why could they just put that in reports? They're not going to show pictures. Put, that they've been fed on. But the news likes to treat us like we're all kids, and I guess that we're all sensitive. We're all tender little snowflakes. No, I wouldn't watch anything he puts out. I don't think he's a very nice human being. But anyway, what's your little town? That's what I just looked at. Go back to the beginning. I think that was the one I looked at. All right, guys. I just figured I would talk about that one a little bit. There's something new that's going on, something strange. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a good night, and God bless.